Hey everybody, how's it going? Bill T with Paint Minis Live here. So happy to see you guys. I'm sorry I'm late for our very important date. I really got carried away. Really impromptu thing kind of came up. I was over speaking with the wonderful Shadow and Sons, as well as Brian from the YouTube channel Weird World War II and RPG Grandma, as well as Hunger Claws from. Let me make sure I don't butcher this. I wanna make sure I get the channel name right. Um, Hunger the Hungar the Starvarian. And I was on there. They were doing a live stream paint night, and they just threw the invite out there to hop on, and I had a really good time talking with them. So I'm late, and I'm sorry about that. But hey, thank you to the PML live chat lounge cats out there. Wave of Mutilation. I'm so happy that you brought a beanbag for hanging out in the live chat. Von Gifford, great to see you. As always, I've been having a great time talking to you over the past couple of days. Tonka Todd, the unbelievable, the 100% legendary. If you haven't seen it, go check out SEC Weekly. Todd's on there as the co-host. It's about college football, and it's really cool. So go check it out. And because Todd has been a huge help for the channel, and I gotta plug him. I can't not. Tonight we are gonna try and do we are going to not only try, but we are going to proceed on some orcs for Cal. I am kind of thinking about doing maybe something just a little bit different with his dwarves. I like where we're going. I just want to kind of cement it with a couple other colors. So we will have a separate stream for that another night when I kind of wrap my head around and kind of solidify a couple more things on my mind. I'm thinking about maybe adding some yellow. I've been playing around with some color theory calculators out there to aid me in really kind of nailing down what I'm looking for with that. These orcs, on the other hand, I think they're gonna be a fun project for tonight. As I get our merry band of orcs all set up and ready to go. Looks like, let's see, talking about the SEC stuff in the chat. Cool. Bobby Boucher. What mama don't know, don't hurt her, right? There you go. Yeah, I just got the orcs over to the paint station. I may have inadvertently come up with something really interesting here. Just an odd idea, but I didn't realize this, but this foam stuff that I've been working with and that I did for the Horde of the Damned for Dungeon Minister, I have a bunch of this left over, but you can just stick a brush in there and literally like poke a hole in it and the brush stands up. Wouldn't it be kind of cool to have like a little brush stand with like replaceable little pads like this, so you could like, you know, hold your brushes in them? Will it do it for bigger ones? All right, I'm in love. Sorry, friends. Little bit of a stroke of ingenuity there. But I that's kind of interesting. I might have to do something with that in the future. Put that aside, Billy. It's time to focus on the models. Thanks, Todd. I appreciate it. Wave, if you haven't seen Waterboy, it's well worth a watch. One of those cult classics. Very fun movie. I do have to say. Looks like I got some matte varnish on the little weapons case here. Get all my brushes out. There we are. We got a bunch of brushes on the table. Wonderful. I'm just gonna get my phone clamped up here on the little standy-roo. By the way, big shout out to Shadow and Sons for having me over on his stream. It was kind of a leap of faith, I'm sure, but I very much so appreciated that. Let's see, can I get that to do what I want it to? I think that'll work enough. All right, a couple songs on here that are I'd like to skip through. All right, so let's talk about orcs. We have some rules with this project so far. Mobius, thanks for coming over. I appreciate it. Another crossover, right? Yeah. Appreciate you joining the dark side. Please, welcome to the live chat lounge with all the other live chat lounge cats. So we've got these wonderful orcs from Mantic Games. Let's get these guys behind something they will maybe show up on. There we go. They're primed black. Cal was generous enough to get these guys primed prior to shipping, primed and assembled. What an awesome guy he is. But they're really nice sculpts. The rules of the game tonight are no green skin for orcs. That was specifically requested by Cal, and I'll be following that rule because you know what? As a 40k player, I do kind of tend to lean towards the green skin for the orcs, but that's okay. We can step outside of our comfort zone. And we can make something that Cal is really going to enjoy. I'm going to turn the music down just a hair. If I could, how is the music volume, by the way? If somebody just wants to give me a little feedback. Is it too loud? Let me know. I'm going to grab, let's see here. I'm going to grab me a wipe to get started here. I've been trying out a couple different kinds of wipes. Just a bit more than your usual kind of roll of paper towel. This is great. If you got it, use some paper towel. It's all good. I have found though that I'm really starting to like some of these wipes that I'm getting from a company. I'm hoping to maybe in the future strike a deal and do a Paint Minis Live Pro wipe, because these are really cool. They are hydro spun paper wipes, specially designed for delicate materials such as your brushes. If you're using some like higher end brushes, this is really good for that because it's lint free as well. So like you're by the way, thank you very much for the feedback on the music. Let's check up on the chat here. I can't thank Bill Sylvie over at the Dungeon Delver enough there, Vaughn. He's been a cheerleader and a supporter since the beginning when I first approached him. He took a chance on me. Can't thank him enough. If anybody here is one of the organic Paint Minis Live pickups from the internet, go check him out. He's really cool. He does a lot of old school gaming stuff. I play a game called Conflict over there with him on Wednesday nights. Great group of people. He's always always bringing in good folks. Bill T released a live baboon into Bill S's house to get the jump on it. Nice. I don't think I'd wish that on Mr. Sylvie. You know, I can't imagine a silverback gorilla rampaging through his house. That would, although it is Florida, so you really can't rule out anything when it comes to what's going to happen there. I will say that I will keep my Midwestern happy place without the silverback gorillas and crazy Florida nings. I hope that doesn't offend them. But yeah, I'm gonna just get my brush wet here. This also soaks up moisture really well too. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of cross pollination between the channels, and you know, it's a great way to go too. In my opinion, as just a real small kind of person in the space, it's been humbling, enlightening, and absolutely wonderful to hang around with some of these folks, and also the amount of welcome that they've shared, and you know, just hey, let me plug you. I'm not really into the whole saying the like, subscribe, and do the other stuff thing. You know, it's really beat into people's heads on YouTube. But if I can produce some good stuff and people think it's good, I don't think I really gotta say. So they tend to kind of just say it for you if you're just kind and humble and do good stuff and you're a good person. The actions speak for themselves, I guess, is my point there. I got a little bit of something. I was working on something down here, and there was definitely some dust that kicked up. So I was just cleaning that off the palette. Let's check out these orcs, huh? There's some really funny sculpts where there's like a I'll use the back of the palette. There we go. There's some really funny sculpts with you can barely see it. It's in black, but there's like a little baby orc that's literally tied to the shield, like a meat shield on top of a shield. So that's kind of a pretty funny iconic piece on this here particular orc. Now, since he doesn't really want to go with a green flesh tone, I got to start getting some colors out to map what I'm going to do with these guys. I had really good luck with a golden brown, I believe. The algorithm will hear you, says Mobius. I had some really good luck with golden brown and a green. I believe this was a golden brown, but these guys are Poxwalkers from Warhammer 40k. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. But these guys are Poxwalkers from Warhammer 40k, and I wanted them to look really jaundice. That worked out really well. It's I did do a little bit of a green tint to them. I think maybe it'll work out. Maybe it'll work out to do something similar. The only other thing I can kind of think of is maybe going kind of Lord of the Rings style and kind of going with a darker skin tone for the orcs, or maybe just go with a really light one. What do you guys think in the chat about what color we should do up the skin on these guys? Because I could maybe use a hand with some ideas. Got some pale yellow that worked out really well for like the skeletons. Other colors do we have? Light umber. I thought I had maybe some other flesh tones in here. Check around. Olive flesh might work. Hot pink. Ooh, that's okay. Can be red, human flesh tones. Yeah, the forbidden green. So I've got a couple ideas here. One of them is just a little separated, so but we can get kind of an idea from the cap. I've got a shadow flesh here. You can kind of see the cap color from paint that's come out of the bottle, as well as maybe get an idea here from the label. That might work for us. We've got a warm flesh, kind of more of a yellow tone. It's got just a hint of pink in it. You can see there from the cap color. And then we've got an olive flesh, which I think is maybe leaning a bit more towards a kind of on a bit more of a white side. But it's still got just a hint of pink in there. Yellow to tan, maybe. Yeah, I'm kind of... yeah, this was the song I wanted to skip, all right. There we go. I'm thinking about this shadow flesh. Looks pretty ideal. Kind of a sunburn color. Might do it up. We'll have to see what sticks. We'll run a test model to see. A lot of their bits are armored, so or have like, you know, they have a lot of like clothes on, which is kind of abnormal for the orcs I'm used to, I guess. But they do have quite a bit of color. So we'll do, I think, maybe one in each. I don't think it's going to be that hard to kind of cover up. Powder blue orcs. Seafoam green or even orange with a hint of lemon. It sounds like you're making an orc cocktail there, Tunkatod. Like now you've got to find some tropical fruit to quarter up and like put on the rim of the glass. You know what I mean? Baby sick yellow without the gloss is yeah, baby sick yellow maybe. Like I said, I've got this pale yellow too, but I think it's just far too white for a flesh tone. It's really white. It's got some of that yellow we're looking for, but and here's just a little educational thing to kind of go over with you guys. Using, if you can, and some of us, you know, if you can only get a hold of some primary colors and, you know, maybe a couple extra, that's perfectly fine. Use what you got, you know, go ahead and color mix. But for me personally, I tend to go just with paint out of the bottle that is the color that I'm looking for instead of color mixing. Just because the fact that if I stop this project, I can go back to that, you know, I can have these 3 bottles set aside and say, okay, Cal's orcs are, you know, dark, medium, highlight, you know, or whatever. I can set those aside and say, okay, that's for this project, or I can take notes and write the color combos down. The other thing too is that the way the paint is, if you have that color coming out of the bottle, the more white or the more black you use, or whatever other colors you're going to mix in there, it's going to kind of dilute the, I guess, the vibrancy of it in a way. So I kind of tend to use the colors that I can right out of the bottle. But use what you got. If you can make it work, make it work. Yeah, we're definitely talking about orcs, their wave of mutilation. The poxwalkers were just an example of that yellow color to get maybe some ideas going. Mork the orc. Mork and Gork, the 2 orc gods. Gotta love them. One is mischievous, or what is it? One of them is brutal and cunning, and the other is cunning and brutal. Really dark black would be intimidating for him. I would agree. This kind of more skin burnt red is, or kind of skin burnt shadow flesh is really calling out to me. So I think we're gonna start with that. Oh yeah. Do they? How many of them are not really wearing helmets? Because that is kind of a cool idea. Doing some like war paint would be really cool if the sculpts allow it. Is kind of the thing, you know. We're definitely going to have to go ahead and maybe use a couple different types of flesh tones, because there are a decent amount with helmets. So far, I count one model without helmets that we can do some war paint on, as well as this kind of custom guy. He's wearing an orc skull as a helmet, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, he's wearing an orc skull as a helmet. So he's definitely getting the war paint on him. I like that idea though. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. So we'll do a kind of a red, and we'll do a pale one, and then we'll do we'll make some war marks on them or something. That sounds cool. Cunning linguists indeed, Vaughn. Cunning linguists indeed. I have to be careful with making sure I desperately pronounce that due to the censors. I see what you did, Vaughn. I don't know if it was on purpose, but I see what you did. All right. Let's check it out here. I feel like, are they wearing enough armor to make that a base color? Not quite. I don't even know if I'll go for the brush on this one. I think we're gonna have to take out our handy dandy airbrush instead, just because we've got a bunch of these guys to do. So let's get that pressurized. The precursor to the hat on the hat. Indeed. It was the before the propeller hat was cool, they were doing that. Is what it was, their way of mutilation. It was orc skull on orc head. Okay, so we're letting that get spooled up. I'm just gonna put some water through it. Make sure we clean any of the gunk out. Oh yeah, we're getting a good spray pattern out of it. Collecting Chaos, how you been? Good to see ya. What you been up to these days? Just out of curiosity. All right. So I guess I won't need the palette. I'm gonna start off with some dark flesh tone. Get that on the paint shaker. By the way, for anybody out there in the replay or that's new to Paint Minis Live and you want to kind of learn a bit about some of the tools that I use to make the magic happen, the Paint Minis Live Discord, which is you can find the link in my community posts part of the YouTube channel to get into the Paint Minis Live Discord. In the Discord, you'll find a section called Tools of the Trade. And you can go in there and see a lot of my recommendations for tools for quality of life for painters and such. A lot of the tools that I use. Kind of how I came across them and what I like to use them for, so on and so forth. The one and only Calvinoni is in the house, everybody. The party can finally start. All right, nice. You're posting videos on the channel. Very cool, and you're doing trying to get some stuff to sell on eBay. Working on some comic inventories. Okay, that inventory work, man. That's a project. It sounds like quite a project. All right, we're gonna get some. That's thinner. Here's my flow. Gonna get some flow improver in the color cup here. Boop. Couple drops do ya. I don't really measure. I just kind of wing it. It's just enough to get the a little lubrication going. Let's start with like 3 or 4 drops of paint. I think that'll be more than enough for the amount of minis we're doing. There we go. Couple more drops in the color cup, just to make the mixture flow. You know, that's kind of what I picture in my head as an orc with a propeller hat, their wave of mutilation. I've been trying to figure out if there's a way I can make StreamYard do the chat on the screen for the everybody doing the replays. I believe the live chat replays on YouTube, but I might be wrong. I'm looking into that. It's one of those quality of life things that I'd like for the channel at some point in the future here. Oh boy, Vaughn, you're gonna get me in trouble, man. You're gonna get me in trouble. I'm telling you. Let's see if this color is to our liking. That's the kind of skin tone we're working with here. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. At least it's gonna work well as a shadow for the rest of the models. And now, if you will excuse me and can bear with me, I have not figured out how to do the double camera deal. So we're gonna go all the way back up here to my mug, and then I'm going to get the camera set up in the spray booth so that you guys can go ahead and watch as these guys get painted. So here we go. Yeah, it doesn't record the chat. I've been trying to figure out if there's a way I can kind of bypass that at all. It would be awfully nice if I could, just because our chats in here are always funny, always engaging, and just oh so fun. Yeah, so I'm using StreamYard and it's a little funky. I'm still getting used to it, but the nice thing about StreamYard is I really don't have to worry about a ton of stuff with it. It's very user friendly, and when you're running all of this stuff, it can get a little bit crazy to try and figure out all the technical aspects and make it work flawlessly. And for this to just kind of do it out of the box is really nice. So I kind of just went that route. All right, let's get my phone up and out of the way here. I'll just set you aside. You didn't want to play nice. All right. Yeah, I think this color will work out just fine. And then this is just kind of basing, so I'm not really being a ton. Sorry, I'm not being super accurate here, just trying to get some color down. But I think that this color is actually working out a lot better than I originally thought. So we're gonna stick with this and just let it keep riding here. Trying to leave just a little bit of the black behind, or kind of just lay this so that it has a little transparency to it, so that we can get some nice color effects on there. So there's some hair that maybe got a little bit in the primer. Now, is that his chin or part of the helmet? Ah, that's actually his chin. All right, so we'll do under his head as well. I'm not super worried about it, but you know, I'm gonna try and hit all the nooks and crannies we can. That looks pretty good. There we go. And then he's got kind of a gauntlet going on in his other hand, so we will leave that be. The next one, this little baby is going to start showing up on the stream now. Let's once I finish up with this kiddo here, this poor unfortunate kiddo, I'm gonna go ahead and check in on the chat and see what you guys been talking about. All right, let's see. What have we been talking about? Are these pre-primed? Yeah, Cal primed them, and there he is responding. I had primed them. Hey, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Gotta love our furry painters out there. That's for sure. Yeah, artistic patrons. That's a good word for it. I like it. But our furry painters out there who just want to come up and be part of the chaos, you know. All right, very nice. Let's see here. You got some flesh going on here. I can't tell if that's his jawline. Yeah, it's his jawline. Let's see here. We got some legs showing. These orcs don't skip leg day, even though they have small legs. Looks like we've got a little bit of tip dry going here. Just give me 1 second to take care of that. Yeah, it looks like we got a little clog. So wee little one. I'm just wiping the airbrush needle here on a sponge. That's one of those don't do as I do moments there. Try not to touch the needle. I think this airbrush is definitely due for cleaning though. Which is I've kind of been saving up for that, to be honest. Let's see, where did I put the needle cap? There we go. Because I'd like to do a how to maintain your airbrush video. Road March, welcome, welcome. How you doing, Road March? Good to see you. There we go. Now we're getting a nice line of paint on our glove. Let's see, who are we working on? We're working on you. You got some kind of shin guard going on there, huh, too, buddy? Very nice, very nice. Cool, cool. Any other bits and bobs I'm missing? Oh, hello. And a little bit underneath his arms here. Yeah, not super worried about the accuracy just yet. Cool. That's another orky poo done. I really like working up from black. It works really well with an airbrush to just get those layers on nice and quick and still maintain a ton of shadow where you kind of want it. All right. You know what they hate it when yeah, so Vaughn, to answer your question, yeah, I do. I will usually start with the airbrush first when it comes to a lot of the projects that I work on. Some of them are brush only for the really small guys, or if I'm doing something very particular. But for the most part, I will start with the airbrush here, and I will start to get to the point where I have to transition to a brush to do the little details. So I do try to keep up with my brush practice and my steady hands as much as I can. But yeah, the airbrush will get us most of the layers we need right off the bat here for these models. Very easy on the trigger control for the airbrush here as we start to work our layers up. No hot pink orcs. You saw that comment back there, did you? There, Cal. The lounge cats were having some fun a little bit back there. I'm on paint. And some more tip dry, huh? There we go. So apparently, let's see. Okay. All right. So apparently these guys were, they are subservient to the dwarves, as per Cal's notes. Wow, that is, yeah. There we go. All right. Let's check out the chat real quick. Yeah, minis are really expensive, that's for sure. They definitely can be. Sounds like this Mantic Games was actually a pretty good deal, though, for how much plastic crack you're getting. So now these guys are starting to kind of show up since they're not totally black anymore with the primer. Looks like it looks like this guy's these legs. He's got some wrappings actually on his legs, so I think that's all the fleshy bits on him. I wasn't expecting, a ton of flesh tone to paint quite yet. I had a really cool chat though with Shadow and Sons earlier on tonight. Again, that's kind of why I was late. A lot of you kind of heard that spiel, but give me a shout out to come on to Shadow and Sons show at some point and do a one-on-one interview with with Shadow and Sun. So I'm excited for that. That's something to look forward to in the future for Paint Minis Live. I do enjoy Shadow's show quite a bit. Some of these areas I'm kind of just filling in my imagination here. That I think might be flesh bits. Fiend folio. My wife is lovely, but she has a ton of hair. There you go. Well, there we go. I guess I am gonna age really slow then, because I find I am usually running on half caffeine anyways between Paint Minis Live, doing a bunch of work and whatnot. I'm usually a fairly highly caffeinated individual. Again, big thank you to Cal for priming these prior to sending them to me, because it is making my life so much easier. Just the ability to get the little subtle variations in flesh tones off of this black is a breeze. And I have been enjoying myself painting it up. That's for sure. A little bit of cover work there. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. All right. There's another one down. On to the next. Hey, what's up, Michael Mertig? How you doing? Hey, that's all good. To be honest, my favorite Beastie Boys album is Licensed to Ill. So I am A-okay with being called ill, because I really enjoy that whole album. It's kind of a compliment in all actuality. Way to throw back to the childhood, though. I'm not gonna lie. Good old Beastie Boys. I saw that you were cheerleading in Bill Sylvie's chat about the boxes of holding there, Michael. I appreciate that. Just kind of talking about the Dungeon Minister stream and whatnot over there. I do always appreciate a little bit of shout out. Hey, I have been there, done that one too many beers around the grill. It is a lesson I have to relearn every now and then, being a Midwesterner. When summer hits, it is hard to resist that temptation of a nice, cool brew, especially in the summertime. We're getting a little past that, so probably not going to be doing that anymore. But it also stinks, because I am a fanboy of porters and dark beers, and boy, do they stick to you real good. So there's a beer for every season, and I'm kind of a sucker for every one of them. change you around here a little bit. We should be getting pretty close here to being done with this guy. We've got about one more leg to go. Gonna make sure he's in shot. I've been working on that, you know. I've been trying to remind myself to keep him in the frame a bit more these days. I used to be really bad at keeping the models in the frame. Okay, very nice. Need you to dry over there. Time to get ill, indeed. Where half this audience went. You know, just open another tab. Check in on each one of us. Spread the love. You know, here just trying to have some fun and interact with folks. Let's see here. What else is in the chat? The Horde looked awesome. Waiting to see it. Going after the party from Honeywood, says Michael. The Dungeon Minister is going to record the audio when he introduces him to the table. True. And I'm also excited to see the Honeywood gang have to deal with the absolute chaos they're about to endure at the hands of our wonderful Dungeon Minister, because I think it's going to be both hilarious and also maybe a little frustrating for him, especially with that many models. There's quite a few models. 30 minis in a narrative game is not really common. That's for sure. Road March is German. His wife is German and Irish, so you tend to drink beer. Here. I think when I went to college hockey games back home, the song was "In Heaven There Is No Beer, That's Why We Drink It Down Here." That was like one of their big songs. Yeah, it's hard. They're collecting chaos is talking about cleaning comics sometimes, working on an area out of frame. Yeah, it's kind of a learning curve. A lot of people have been real nice, and they're not too stickler about it for me, and I appreciate it because that actually looks like metal. We'll go over that again later. I thought they were ears, these little pointy bits on his helmet. They are not ears. They're actually metal. But a lot of people have been, pretty easygoing and kind here at Paint Minis Live, and I appreciate it. When something is out of frame, they'll just let me know. And it's... I'll stick her back in there and keep working. Michael says, hope the party grabs a cleric and get the holy weapons of smite out of storage. There you go. Time to dust off the smiting axe. Gonna have to use that for this. Gotta oil up my smiting axe. Mr. Smite Sword is gonna have to hit the table here. Indeed. I think that's a fair assessment there, Michael. We out of paint? Oh, we're getting close. No wonder we're getting some little sputters here and there. I'm just gonna adjust the paint flow knob a little bit here. And I think we're kind of getting to needing some more paint soon anyways. Father Aaron seems like a nice DM. I couldn't agree more. Although he seems a little devious at times, I'm not gonna lie. And that is a great quality to have in a DM. Is there? In my mind, I think there kind of might be something like a dungeon minister that might be, or not dungeon minister, a dungeon master who is maybe a bit too kind. You know, gotta give it some risk and reward in there, right? I'm thinking, depending on what's going on this weekend, I have not quite figured out my schedule, but I am hoping that I will be able to do a good amount of streaming this weekend. Mainly on the Thank You Dragon to the one and only Mr. Bill Sylvie. I'm hoping to kind of get that project a little further along. I think it would be really nice to send that off to him, preferably before the end of the year. Yes, yeah, no. There's a bunch of these guys who have nailed children as meat shields to their shield, so they have a meat shield, in essence. So yeah, that's what that is. It's like nailed into his shield, I think. Oh God, the Burgermeister burger. I love the Burgermeister burger. That's one of my favorite characters from that old claymation. Oh, I'm the Burgermeister burger. I'm Mr. Heat Miser 101. And yeah, I love that old one. I think we're still just getting past Thanksgiving, so I'm not going to go much further than that. We don't need to stir up that quite yet. I've already heard Christmas carols at the gas station, and I almost vomited. I can only handle that for so long, but like, I mean, literally right after Turkey Day, we're doing that. Huh. You nailed the baby goblins to the shields? Oh, really? They've got mooning ones too? Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, yeah, you know, Cal, I hope, getting these guys painted is, some good motivation to get you back out there and doing some more stuff on the tabletop. I know when we had talked over the phone there, which I'd like to do again sometime. It was really nice talking to you. I have to say, I have met some of the best people doing paint minis live in the RPG space and the wargaming space, historical and otherwise. It has been so much fun, and it's all thanks to you guys. Unfortunately, we've got this whole algorithm thing on YouTube where if you're you got to have a certain number and blah blah blah, and then it kind of funnels you some more folks. But I have to say, it has been so much fun meeting all of you getting to know what you're doing, some of the things you're interested in, wargaming, RPGs, comic books with collecting chaos. How cool is that? How, like, and a mix of people too. Just a huge community of fun-loving good folks. We are getting close to dry here. But yeah, I hope you do get to use and abuse them for a campaign, or to play the Kings of War game from Mantic. Whatever you should choose, hopefully it gets you out there, and they can see some fine use. I feel like I should maybe put that as like a disclaimer or something on my on any potential oh boy, what are they called? Not conscriptions, that's the wrong word. Commission, any commission pieces. I've been kind of thinking about putting something on there, like, touch-ups are free of charge. You pay shipping both ways, kind of thing. Just in case people do want a commission piece out of me, I think, because and my thought behind that is, if you're gonna pay me to paint your models, I want them to see the tabletop. I want them to see some abuse. And if for some reason the work didn't quite meet the standard to stay on the model, and some Cheeto dust or whatever has just gotten to it, bring it on back, and we'll fix it right up. It's no sweat off my back. And to be honest, like, I'm sure there's some people who are going to want to do, to have these as display pieces or whatnot. But I truly want them to have a good time gaming with them. I think that might be something fun to contemplate about putting in as a clause for any work I do. Yeah, game get together. I remember you talking about that, Cal, when we were on the phone. You ran 2 games in the afternoon slots and had a good time. Good, glad to hear about it. Hear about that. So much to chat about, says Michael Mertig. Indeed. 75 to 2,000 collecting chaos was playing D&D. Very nice. So just when I was kind of getting going, you were in the trenches of D&D. Wonderful. Live in 12 hours from the dungeon minister. Yeah, or dungeon delver. I'm sure that was just a little misclick there. He's probably still hanging Christmas lights or something, and just wanted to put something out there, but got a little carried away or whatnot. Just mind's in a different place, I'm sure. He's always around. That guy is like clockwork when it comes to his show. I'm pretty punctual too. There's been a couple times where I've been late, but or if I have to notify you guys that I'm guys, gals, and friends, that I am going to be postponing the stream for whatever reason. I usually put up a community post about it. Which leads me to another thing. Just a heads up, even if you're in the replay, I'm going to state this now, so I have my butt covered for the future. But it seems a little odd to bring up, but I do just want to touch on this because I don't, I haven't put anything on my channel for kind of rules in the rules and whatnot in the live chat. But I do want to say, everybody in here has been kind and wonderful and whatnot. This is just kind of a disclaimer for other folks and something I can point to in the future should it ever arise. That Paint Minis Live is a free and open space to everybody, no matter who you are. We're welcoming of anybody who wants to come in and chat and talk. However, please leave things at the door, such as but not limited to off-colored comments or harassment, those types of things. Please leave them out of my chat. I'd appreciate it. You can go elsewhere to do that, and we're not really that community. We don't do that here. So, with that being said, and moving on to something quite a bit lighter. Again, all of you guys are gals and friends. All of you are great people. Not really that statement's not really designed for you. That's just for in the future. Something I can look back at and say, hey, yeah, I stated this. Oh, this a while ago. And that's why I'd rather have you go elsewhere. It just was something that crossed my mind the other night. So I hope you don't mind. Anywho, let's check in on the live chat and see what you guys have been talking about since I've been painting away here. I've been painting up a storm. Let's see. I'm actually pretty far behind. You guys have been really going at it. OSR and Swords and Wizardry was run, says Cal. Very cool. Sounds like fun games. Needs the peanut gallery to amuse him. I always... I think you guys are talking about... the Delver, maybe. Everything these days gets made into a game, movie, or TV show. That's the truth. Sounds like Clark Griswold. Yeah, definitely. I can feel that road march about the years in retail. I hear that. Clark, your house is on fire. No, Bethany, it's the Christmas lights. We'll see you inside, Sparky. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was a tradition at my house growing up. I will never forget that movie. It's good. Let's see where... Okay, we got some chiseled muscle over here. These guys have taken after Arnold Schwarzenegger with the amount of buff on their arms. Somebody's been hitting the gym. I can feel this one in particular asking, where's my stogie? Honestly, I am kind of a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not only as an actor, well, for the most part, an actor. I don't think that I've seen anything where I haven't at least seen Arnold give it his best. And I really respect that. Nor can I say I've seen anything of his that has really kind of let me down in terms of his acting abilities. So I have to say I'm kind of a fan of Mr. Schwarzenegger's work, but also as a his personality and his demeanor. I've as far as I've seen, he's a pretty nice person. So I hear. Oh, okay. So since I scrolled, I have been missing the chat. Let's click on new comments. TJ came in. TJ, hello. Oh yeah, yeah. Yep. That is one of the best lines. There was, those kind of hokey silhouette cutouts that people, folk art silhouette cutouts that people stick in their yards. Like the lady tending to her garden and her bloomers showing or something like that. Like those hokey or like silhouette of Sasquatch. So at night when you're driving, you're like, oh my god, I saw Sasquatch. We saw one of those this last winter up here, and it's literally on the street corner, and it's cousin Eddie, and he's sitting there with the pipe or whatever, and he's got his cigar in the other hand. He's like, and then he's got a little blurb bubble next to him that's the crutter the crutter was full, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Now, what's even better is that when we were driving past that, Sarah had gotten a shirt from a small little Etsy seller or whatever that she likes to watch on I think it was like Instagram or something, that produces screen printed shirts. And she bought one with the entire speech of Clark basically just gnawing his boss apart. The whole that lily livered lying sack of no good, blah blah blah. It has the whole thing written on the shirt in green and red text. So I had to get a picture. We had to pull over, and I had to get a picture of her standing next to this folk art wood cutout sign that was painted of cousin Eddie with the sewer thing in his hand and his stogie, and it was just like everything fell right into place. And Von Gifford, you've nailed that on the head. That's kind of what I was alluding to right there. So yeah, just a funny little story about that. It's great to see you too, TJ. Just kind of an update for you for your model that's in the queue here. Once I am done with these orcs, I think you're going to be our next victim in line for some time on the paint booth. So we're still making good progress on these models here. I appreciate your patience. Now, I'd just like to state too, if you can kind of tell from these guys back here, it's how much paint that they've got on them already. You're kind of seeing them transform from black to this color right here, but in this airbrush was just 4 drops of paint out of this whole bottle. All that's been used so far is 4 drops of paint. If that doesn't show you, kind of give you an idea of, I guess, the economy, so to speak, of painting all of these models with getting the basing done with the airbrush. I'm not sure what will, but that I choose to use the airbrush a lot for that reason. I will probably not have to buy paint for quite a while, and these will stay good in these nice sealed little bottles as long as I keep the tops clean. You use very little paint, and you get a ton of coverage, and you can get very quick gradients on your models. Anyways, back to the fun stuff. What are we talking about here in chat again? Is Tonka Todd still around? I wonder if he's still around. I know he likes to go choring sometimes during the streams. I wanted to ask him a couple of questions about his SEC Weekly podcast that he's co-hosting now. And if you guys out there are, if you're a creator on YouTube, or you're just sharing your passion with the world, let me know. I'd love to kind of make others aware of what you're doing, and whatnot. Also, in the Paint Minis Live Discord, just start throwing some stuff up in the general chat. Don't be afraid. I'm just gonna clean my color cup out here a little bit. You have the Chevy Chase freakout as your ringtone. Wave. That's great. Yeah, there's a lot of good movies from there, indeed, Michael. I will definitely let you know, TJ. You've been on my mind for a while, as has Cal. I really needed to just get through the Horde of the Damned and get that project done and out of the way. It needed to happen. You guys have been waiting ever so patiently, and I'm hoping that this will exceed Cal's expectations by quite the margin. Merry Christmas from the Family by Robert Earl Keen. I'll have to take a listen. Is that one of those grandma got hit by a reindeer, or grandma got run over by a reindeer coming home from Christmas kind of songs? Or is it? It sounds either really heartfelt or comedic satire disguised as a serious Christmas themed family adventure song. All right, next up on the list is going to be their armor. I think we've kind of got this color change thing going on with the dwarves. I'm thinking these guys are just going to be pretty classic since they are kind of the lower caste, subservient to the dwarves. They're going to get something maybe a bit. The bronze worked out really well for the Horde. I think we're going to have to go with bronze for these guys on their armor. We'll do some lighter bronze for the highlights. I'm thinking bronze or silver, actually. For bronze and copper worked out really well last time. We'll decide with that. Otherwise, I have bronze and copper. We'll put those over here in the shot. And then I've got silver and silver, white gold, and do I have? It may have ran off on me, but I do have a dark silver as well. Here we go, dark silver. So we could kind of do a bronze copper mix, bronze for the base, copper for the highlight, and then we could go with either one of these three or two of the three. So I'm going to chew on that for a second. Oh, hey, how's it going? Splotty Cherub? Splotchy Crib? Okay, yeah, there we go. Splotchy Crib. Pretty sure. That's, yeah, Splotchy Crib. Uh, this, is this Warhammer 40k? I have done 40k stuff in the past. Right now, these are some orcs from Mantic Games. From one of our viewers, Cal, sent us some minis to paint. He wanted these guys painted by Paint Minis Live. But I I have done 40k stuff in the past. We were just taking a look at some Poxwalkers from 40k earlier. Um, these are our boys of Nurgle. So there is definitely a mix. I have Warhammer 40k was where I started painting. Um, and I have really that's where I originally fell in love with the hobby. Was doing 40k stuff. So if you are interested in 40k stuff, um, it might be worth hanging around. Our mascot, when I get around to rebuilding it, is going to be Pablo Picasso, and I'll Pablo Picasso has a shoulder that big. We're going to be having a warlord titan as our mascot for Paint Minis Live. There's Splotchy Crib. I'm happy you found us. I hope you stick around. It'd be nice to get to know you with all the other PML Live Chat Lounge cats. We're a fun group of people. We like to paint things, talk about anything nerd related, movies, comic books, video games sometimes. Of course, Dungeons and Dragons. They always so much fun. They're ready to storm Helm's Deep. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I think we're gonna go with the dark silver. We did bronze and copper on the last project, so we'll do a dark silver and a light silver kind of deal going on. I think that worked out pretty well. And plus, their shields kind of have this motif going on. Let's see if I can find a good one. Their shields have a really cool kind of design on them that we were working on last paint session. So I think that might tie in pretty well if we do them that way. All right, let's get some flow improver in the good old airbrush. We'll move right on to. I feel like that dark silver is a little. Yeah, we'll do dark silver anyways. Let's put that on the shaker. So we've got a little bit of skin tone on them. Now we'll have to get a bit more precise with our magic here as we go ahead and get into painting up their armor here. Just getting a little bit of tip dry off the needle here. All right. So what's everybody been up to in the hobby world? Anything fun? What you guys doing? I hope something fun. right. Actually, I'm going to put just a little more flow improver in here. Just an extra little couple drops. There we go. Yeah, that ought to look cool. All right, let's see where the now I've got to try and figure out where the actual metal plate is. There we go. So I'm hoping this gets picked up on camera, but eventually you'll start to see some shine coming off this black as we get ever closer and closer. Michael's been watching some videos of new games and watching some movies lately. There you go. Any games in particular you've been looking at? Road March has been reading about World War One and Germans in East Africa. I was really into the History Channel as a kid, so that's sounds like some pretty intriguing stuff to me there, Michael. Looks like that might actually be a piece of leather on his back. I'm trying to pick out what's metal, what's cloth here on these guys. As I'm painting our dark color on them. Get some shadows going. Oh yeah, I can't forget the axe. I'll give that a quick rundown in silver. Man, I am having quite some fun with tip dry here tonight. hopefully that'll fix it. Hoping to get to play some games at some point. There you go. All right, friends. It looks like we're actually experiencing a little clog every now and then. We're gonna get one, so I'm gonna have to see if I can't. I'm gonna empty the paint out of the color cup, and it's no big deal because it's only like a couple drops of paint. I'm gonna try and eject it out the front of the airbrush. RPG Grandma, good to see you. Gotta love RPG Grandma. CJ's also been watching some videos on games and comics. Trying to get your audio fixed. Yeah, there you go. James Keck's games are great. Where's my banners? I thought I had turned the banners on for his stuff, but here's a nice banner for you to look at. With a special thanks to all of our friends here at Paint Minis Live, because they're just awesome people and great to be around. It was a lot of fun chatting with you and Shadow and Sons and Brian from Weird World War II over on that show earlier there, RPG Grandma. Great fun. So just for all you folks out there who are looking at doing airbrushing and whatnot, went a little too far there. Just trying to eject a clog out of this here airbrush. So I'm going to take the needle stop off, the needle chuck nut off of here, and then I'm going to take this off because I like to see the needle and make sure I place it correctly. I'm going to return the needle all the way out of the brush, and it looks like indeed we did have quite the clog in the rear there, so I'm just going to go ahead and take care of that with a little I have a little concentrated green stuff right here on the sponge. I'm being real careful. I'm just going to take the front half of this that's kind of wetted in this. I'm going to wrap it around and go ahead and pull the needle back and trying to keep my hand straight here while I'm doing this so that I don't bend the tip of the needle. That's the last thing you kind of want to do is bend the needle. This is probably the quickest, dirtiest way I've found to get rid of large clogs like this. I was actually hoping that I wouldn't run into this tonight because I wanted to do a video on airbrush maintenance and how I take care of my equipment. And I wanted to get this guy really dirty so that I could maybe show off a couple of things. But that's okay. I can always dirty it up again, probably by the time this is all said and done. By this project being said and done, it'll be all dirty again. I'm going to put a couple drops of thinner here on the sponge too, just to see if we can help this along. Little educational moment here, folks. We'll get back to the painting here in a moment. Let's see what's going on in chat. Zombies. Talking about zombies, I guess. Wave Negan and Lucille and say hello. I don't have a baseball bat down here, unfortunately. Oh, okay. We're talking about The Walking Dead. Are they an older pink color? Yeah. I kind of went with this kind of pinky flesh tone going on with the Orks so far. That's just kind of our shadow flesh tone color. As you can see, that big blob, maybe you can't, it might be a little hard to see, but that big blob that we had accumulated on our brush here is slowly but surely coming off with some paint thinners. Trying to just rotate the needle around on the sponge here. I'm going to get a little bit more. It's really drinking us up. That's a very personal question. I think I don't know. They might be offended by that. I don't know. Um, Dawn and Land of the Dead. Okay, there you go. I personally was a big fan of Shaun of the Dead. If you've ever seen that one's kind of a B-roll comedy cult classic. Again, another one of those don't do as I'm doing moments here. Just make sure you're always pulling the needle back towards yourself and pushing whatever you're using to clean away from yourself. This needle is basically a hypodermic needle, so it'll go right into the bone, and that is not fun. Talking from experience here, when something that sharp, be very careful when trying to clean your needle for your airbrush. All right, we're gonna call that good enough. Back to the painting. Gonna be really careful here, kind of steady my hands to get the needle back in there without bending the tip. And I'm not going to push too hard if I start to feel resistance. I'm just going to kind of easily get it in there. Looking good. Nothing crazy. I think we're fine and dandy. All right, that should help us prevent some more tip dry tonight. Look at the needle chuck nut back on there and the needle stop back end on the airbrush. Get a little water through it and just make sure we clear out anything left. I'm doing these ones up in pink. Cal requested not green works, so that's what we're doing. Not green works. Okay, cool. Back to painting. You also bagged an old Chuck Norris escapade called Firewalker. Fun. I dig it, Wave. Let's get. There's our silver. What happened to our dark silver? There we go. Brown or gray skin. We went with pink. Well, it's not really pink. It's more like a hog pink. It's kind of sunburnt pink. That's what we went with. Or do you really want them? You really want them brown or gray? Cal, do you really want these guys brown or gray? Because if you do, now would be the point to do it, because I can redo this work lickety split, but now would be probably the best time to say, yeah, I definitely don't want pink either. Just trying to make sure I'm getting you something you want and you'll enjoy. Sure, we could do a brown wash over this. That'll darken it down a bit if you kind of want the like a darker theme on these guys. We'll turn that. I mean, it's got some brown to it too. Like it's not like a hot pink or anything. It's like a kind of like a. Is this sounds like the worst thing to say, but it's like almost like a dirty pig pink. If that makes any sense. It kind of looks like that color. So we're not far off from being brown, in my humble opinion. So we can definitely make that happen. All right. Just gonna go ahead and mix up some more silver so we can keep trucking. Yeah, that's about as close as I can call it on my eye here. It looks like a dirty hog. Very nice. That's a much better consistency coming out of the airbrush now. Just gonna make sure that tip is nice and moist. Okay, so you've got some silver on you. There's a phrase you don't hear very often. Indeed, their wave of mutilation. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use a little transparent brown wash over the top of it. New Predator Prey, Jeepers Creepers, No One Will Save You, Grimcuddy, Hellraiser. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know about those movies there, Michael. The 1700s, that just kind of sounds like a predator landing on Earth in the 1700s. To me, that kind of just sounds like a slaughter. There's not really a way you're getting away from that in the 1700s. I'm sorry. It's a bit far fetched for my liking. Sorry, this guy's a little out of shot here. Being careful to try and not hit some of this pink we've already gone over, as well as trying to find all the areas that we've got to do. That's got some larger bits of armor. There's his shoulder pauldron. Let's give that guy some love. Looking good. I'm gonna make sure I hit this chainmail too. There we go. Very nice. Got a couple more boys in our dark silver. We'll start doing maybe some highlights on that next. Um, all right. What else are we talking about? What color do you want this? Well, we've decided to go with the Dirty Hog pink. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, there's skin color. That's about the closest color I can, it can kind of, it reminds me of. It's like literally like a dirty pig. It's not quite, it's not quite orange. It's not quite pink. It's not quite brown. It's like a dirty pig. Dirty pig pink, I guess. You know? Like when they're all dusty, dusty pig pink, I guess. Um, yeah, I should head over to collecting chaos too. I gotta go and figure out how to clean me some comic books. Uh, I've got that my grandpa's comic book collection. I'm probably gonna be caring for someday here in the future. That I have to kind of figure out how to curate those. But I should head over there after this. I'll make it a point. It'd be a nice thing to end my night off with, I think. So now we're darkening these guys down again, which is, it doesn't look great for the camera since they're already kind of primed black. We're not really quite at the point where we can really show off the beautiful sculpt that these guys actually are. I mean, we're getting there though, which is good. Oh, there's the chainmail. I was looking for you a little earlier, buddy. So this is just our kind of shadow color for the metal. We're gonna be going over this with another kind of paint. Not pink. What am I talking about? Another kind of silver here. Cool. Hey, what's up, Dungeon Minister? How you doing? Good to see you. Oh yeah, definitely go sub up to collecting chaos. It's got some good stuff. They've got some good stuff, I should say. Not quite sure. Doing up some silver on these orcs. We gotta get them armored. So say there you go. Well, hey, I understand that there, Dungeon Minister. On the editing side, I'm sure that it takes a lot of concentration for sure. Well, welcome to the live chat. You know, grab a beanbag chair, a nice cup of herbal tea or something for to chill out. Just getting through some of the basing layers here. It's a lot of silver. Decent amount of silver on these guys. There you go, Cal. We've got an official lounge cat on the. Which one of these dwarves is Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio at Harris? Oh, come on, TJ. No, don't send the general back. I was just telling everybody like this pink color. It's you know, when you see it kind of under the light here, it's not like hot pink. It's not super you know, not like a super bright pink. It's not really orange either. It's not quite brown. It's not. It doesn't have a ton of brown in it or whatever. It just, to me, it looks like a dirty pig, and so I called it Dirty Pig Pink. You know, like the skin color of a dirty pig. So, and they've been kind of having their way with that one for the past about a half hour here, I think. I guess I'll have to get in touch with maybe I can get in touch with Monument Hobbies and they can produce a bottle of Dirty Pig Pink and you know slap my name on it. If we can get a couple thousand subscribers in here, I am sure that they would be down to make a deal on that. I think I'm a little too small to start throwing weight around like that to ask for custom colors like, you know, Dirty Pig Pink. But I'm more than willing to try and make that happen if you guys can spread the word and get some more live chat lounge cats in here. Oh, that is a good idea. Some gray with white highlights. That's a good mock silver. That'd do it. That sounds really cool, Cal. Do you have some pics and do you have some pics you can share with the Discord? You won't be pink. Yeah, no, I don't I don't want to paint the general pink either, but there's the backstory for you of why people are telling you that, so that you're not just walking into that blind. I'm just wondering, how many times have you opened that box after getting it now, Dungeon Minister? Have you sat there for an hour just playing with the drawer? That's my question. Oh yeah, Road March. PML's got a Discord. You can find the Discord link in the community posts section of the YouTube channel here. And inside of there, one of the more recent posts that I have is should be a link to the Discord for some of the new live chat lounge cats that have crossed over from the Dungeon Minister's channel when I went over there and did the unboxing video with him. We had quite a few new subscribers to PML out of all that, and I welcomed them to the Discord. So you should be able to find all that in there. Please join up, and it's fun. We like to post pictures of our minis in there, and Cal's put some wonderful pictures of his minis in there. We've got Dylan, who's into 40k Tyranids. He really does some awesome Tyranid stuff in there. A Nerd's Nerd, I believe, is posted in there. Who else have we had? We've had people posting some like seriously cool stuff in the Discord mini showcase section is where it's at. So if you're interested in seeing some community works of art, there's some very talented painters in there too. So please, by all means, go check that out, and I'd love to see you in there. I think that's just. Oh yeah. You can't miss his arm here. Some channels to mention out there. On top of our usual friends that are scrolling across the bottom of your screen there. Can only get it out late at night when everyone else is in bed. A wave of mutilation going right for the jugular on that one. My precious, pretty barks. But I totally lost my train of thought. That's just too funny. And the other thing I won't quite put past Dungeon Minister, he's got that sense of humor. The other kind of cool thing we've got in the Discord is server subscriptions. I haven't had anybody subscribed, so I haven't really done anything with that. But if you'd like a once a week Q&A / live paint with your friend Bill here, speaking in the third person for whatever reason, that sounds kind of a bit too fake markety. If you're looking for some paint lessons. I'd like to, when I get a subscriber on the Discord server, I'll do a 1 hour live Q&A and paint, where we can go over any kind of tips and tricks you'd like. You can ask any questions you like, show off some models, maybe get some tips or some ideas if you want some ideas for your mini, just personal. And then if there are more subscribers come along, it'll be a group thing. Also, there's I'll put up some behind the scenes pictures of works in progress that maybe are not really normally shown on the live stream, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. That's enough about that. It was kind of cool, though. I felt really proud when I figured it out, how to make that happen. Because I am not too much of a tech-savvy individual. Oh, really? I mean, if you want a really good, like, I can give you a good, Gollum impression if you really want it. I'll give it a go. I do a mean Mickey Mouse too. I used to be able, I kind of can still, but I used to be able to really pull off Eric Cartman from South Park. Who else could I do? I think it's Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. Can do Beavis. Hey, there's no time like the present there, RPG Grandma. I really liked your paint up of the dancing girl that you had. The one with the kind of frilly dancing dress that you had going on. I thought that was really cool. The colors for that was a really good. You had really good choices. Kind of a red, a yellow, and I believe it was like almost like a purple going on there. Either way, really cool. Looked the part. I really dug that. We've got, yeah, we do. We've got a little issue happening here, friends. Wow, we're just they're coming left and right today on stream here, friends. Get that out of there. I'm just gonna get the old clean me out shtick going real quick. There we go. That's better. I think a little bit of build up here on the front tip from when I was doing some matte varnish the other day. Or I am Cornholio. All right. Mom, I just want to say, screw you guys, I'm going home. Gotta get the mom thing going. I don't know why I channel the inner Cartman. Kyle, why did you take my PlayStation again, Kyle? You know that is my PlayStation, Kyle. Nobody touches my PlayStation. I don't want to get too loud on stream, but I'll maybe have to put some voice snippets in the Discord. That way we can entice some more people to get in there. Yeah, put her in the showcase section there, RPG Grandma. That is a really pretty mini that you did. See if I can do it on the spot. Do Beavis on the spot. Yeah, man. Like, did you ever heard of Cornholio? My name is Cornholio. I need DB out of my bunghole. Coffee. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of that. Yeah, Smeagol likes to come out at work when I'm lifting heavy objects. Kind of get a little bit gollumy. Also, Kermit the Frog is in the repertoire too. I guess this is now Paint Minis Live and Evolution of Gaming. Evolution of Gaming, welcome to Paint Minis Live. I don't think I've seen your name here in the live chat before, but just for you, we'll give another round of Cornholio. I am Cornholio. I need DB for my bunghole. My most favorite recent Beavis and Butthead watch was them when they were old and they're getting a job at Amazon and they start eating the cheese whiz off the like little robotic movers or whatever they've got in the warehouse, like the fulfillment center. And Beavis is like, "Hey man, you gotta try this. You gotta try this cheese." And they just start going through the cheese whiz, and there's this lady giving an interview, and she's like, "Yeah, here at Amazon, we really employ a lot of technology. It sends products where it needs to go the most." And then you just see an absolute army of these like shelves with all of this string cheese being moved directly towards Beavis and Butthead in the background of the news shot. It's pretty funny. But yeah, hey, welcome. Glad to see you here over from the Dungeon Minister. Ye good Dungeon Minister. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. It's always good to meet some new folks. Yeah, I think the stream went from Paint Minis Live to Paint Minis Live and Impressions. And before long, we'll probably have Paint Minis Live and Prop Comedy in the future, maybe. Maybe that'll be a thing. I'm not sure. We'll just see what time has to say about that. You're usually a bit more chill around here, but somebody stuck a quarter in me. I think it was the whole Dirty Pig Pink debacle from about 10 minutes ago. That was probably what did it for me. I appreciate that, Evolution of Gaming. I am honored to be a part of that list. Well, there we go. Got a little overspray going. That's all right. So we've been going at these here orcs for the better part of 2 hours here. I'm inhaling paint fumes. Well, I mean, so you know, I've got the spray booth here, and that's a pretty fine particulate mesh at the back of it, and it sucks. I think something like 30. No, it's not 30. I think it's probably like 30 cubic feet of air per minute that goes through there. So, and then, you know, I'm spraying this thing. This thing's only putting out that much paint. I mean, it's, you can barely see it against the glove there. So I don't think it's that bad. I might be mistaken though. Who knows? I don't use like enamel or anything really like that. I don't spray any oil based paints. Mainly for that reason though, because I really don't want to inhale that stuff. Like acrylic, they make this stuff for kids. It's got to be safe enough. I don't know. Maybe they're not planning on the fact that it's going to be aerosolized. But I don't think I'm really going to be going out and getting a 3M respirator for this. That's just a personal choice, you know. If you, for anybody else out there though, if you feel like you want one, or if you're in a space where you can't ventilate this way, I would suggest it. Indeed, I definitely would. If you're going to be using an airbrush in an enclosed space like this, if you don't have anything to catch particulate matter that's coming off the airbrush, do wear a mask. And I would recommend something that's rated for fine particulates. Consider looking up information, safety information on spraying. You know, basically, you're just doing rattle can spray paint in an enclosed environment with little ventilation, which in the first place isn't necessarily a good idea. But I'm sure that there is probably some guides to mitigate your exposure to it. So just a quick PSA there. I would feel bad if somebody started doing this with no mask or whatever in not really in a ventilated area and ended up with like popcorn lung because of it. Popcorn lung just happens when you build up contaminants and oils on your alveoli and your lungs. So yeah, I don't think I'm really sucking that in since the spray booth is kind of taking care of that. It's enough that I can kind of feel it breezing on my hairs, on like my arm hairs. The just the airflow going past me as this thing's cleaning the air. But yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Good to see you, Cal. Thank you very much. Dungeon Minister, if you tap out, totally understandable. My friend, I do appreciate you stopping by, showing some love. 3 cheers indeed for the birthday boy Dungeon Minister, 51. 3 times 17. He's a thrice 17-year-old. 17 squared years. There you go. Does that work? That sounds kind of classy. Let's all tease him about senility. I'm not gonna go that far. Oh God, Wave! Come on, man, going right for the jugular. You guys are brutal. Come on now. Come on now. Oh boy. All right, cool beans. We've made some pretty decent progress here, I must say. I'm feeling really good about the progress we've made so far. Cool. These guys are looking good. We've got one more to go, and I think once we get the birthday wishes and birthday teases, hey, we're always good for it. You know we are. Oh, thank you for correcting my math. They're collecting chaos. I do appreciate it. I am not a mathematician by any means. I'm happy somebody knows what they're doing in the chat. For the rest of us. You haven't cracked the defense, Chunky. My gosh. Grandma, you think your kobolds are coming out too dark? What could you do about a dark color? Honestly, there is never in my mind personally, and take this as you will. There is never such a thing as being too dark, because you know what you can do? You can always use another color that's lighter over the top of your dark color, and then now it's your highlight. So just in your mind, maybe you can picture a couple of places where like that darker color is maybe there's a light coming from, like, if we're talking about this guy here, I tend to just paint the minis like I'm looking at it as I am now, right under harsh fluorescent, not really fluorescent, these are LEDs, but your gaming shop fluorescent LED lights, or not LEDs, but halogens, or fluorescent. Man, I'm getting all mixed up. But the light is coming straight down from on top of it. If you've got, like, if this guy is purple or whatever, and it's just way too dark, maybe you want to take some purple, mix it with some white, or you could take like a blue or something a little bit lighter hue, and then just go over the top of it, or find places with your brush that you can paint that would kind of give the same effect as having that light source, on the mini, and you can do it that way. And it's not that you don't have a darker color, it's just that you have better highlights. Yeah, white indeed. Over in a jar, over on the shelf. Very nice, Dungeon Minister. Oh no, I don't think I'm ever gonna. I haven't grown up past like 13. I just do cooler stuff the older I get. I'm really hoping next summer to go and get my pack test done for wildland firefighting. That's the next big bucket list item that I really want to do. I want to get my pack test done, and then I've got my Sawyer's license for the U.S. Forest Service already from fire school, and I'd like to go out. I'd like to go out and do some wildland firefighting. who knows? Maybe I'll see the dungeon minister if there's ever some more. If there's, I God, I would hope that forest fire wouldn't get anywhere near Toronto, but um, I might be able to go see some of Canada that way, or just anywhere. But just take summer and go and do some wildland firefighting because I need some experience. Is the problem? I've been trying to get on fire departments for a little while here, and it seems like they just really want people with experience. And the only way that I can think of getting some experience that will take me right off the bat is going to be doing some wildland stuff. So, like I said, the older I get, the cooler stuff I get to do. And I think at that point, I should be sitting pretty with some good interview skills and whatnot that I've picked up along the way to get in on Sawyer's crew. All right. What has the chat been saying? Let's see. Smoke eater. Yeah. Hey, at least I wasn't in. I had a teacher who said that his fire school class was basically them standing inside of a shipping container. They lit a couch on fire, and in order for people to find out what smoke inhalation felt like, they lit the couch on fire and told them to basically whoever's the last one standing wins a candy bar or something of the sort. And they stood there in the smoke until they sat down, put their masks on or whatever. Everyone was down and had their masks on. That sounded like the worst thing. That's like now that's eating smoke. That's more like eating carcinogens. But he was an old soul. And then I had a guy, another teacher who was he was a part of a pretty elite team of wildland firefighters that worked up in the mountains. And then a couple of guys that my dad actually worked with on the fire department. I don't think they did that. Yeah, I took a look at the army at one point. However, I don't think that's gonna be a viable option for me right now. Uh, just with the base pay that the army is willing to give right now, I frankly would need more, and it would be kind of hard. Like I would really need to actually save up a ton of money in order to even pursue that in the first place. Because once you go to boot camp and you do the things and the stuff, there you end up with your going through that for however many months, 10 to 13 months or something like that. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. And then you go to your MOS school, and actually they train you how to do the job they want you to do, and you get your rank and your enlistment and all that stuff. I mean, you're already talking a decent amount of time dumped in to this, and you haven't begun to climb climb the rank there fast enough. What I'm doing now pays pretty good, gets the bills paid and stuff such, but I would need to have a bit more than what the army's offering on the table. And Wildland could do that for me because I can work summer Wildland, winter here in the cities. Yeah, I know. There has been a ton of live chat lounge cats coming out of the woodwork. Thank you all for being here. If you're new to PML, this is kind of what we do. It's a grand old community with grand people, with good spirits and even better hearts. The whole goal here at PML is to kind of further and spread the word of our good hobby here through painting models and just community interaction, so on and so forth. So if you know somebody that might be interested in painting some models or just hobbying in general, this might be a great place to get them started if you happen to talk to them. So with that being said, I think I'm about to sign off here pretty quick. Just kind of catching up on the chat. Collecting chaos. I think I want my last words to be, but I made my saving throw. I love it. I love it. Well, say thanks again, everybody. I'm Bill T for Paint Minis Live. Thanks for painting with me tonight. We will see you again in the next one. I'll make sure to have the next live up as soon as I know when my schedule will allow it. Thanks for the compliment, TJ. We'll see you later, RPG Grandma. Wave of Mutilation. Thanks again, Dungeon Minister, Tunka Todd, Evolution of Gaming. Thank you to TJ, Collecting Chaos, Calvinoni, the one and only. Let's see. Tunka Todd was in here for a little bit too. And Von Gifford, close friend of the channel, as well as Road March and Mobius, our good friend Mobius. Can't forget him. All right, everybody. I'm signing off for the night, so take care. We'll see you again real soon.